Art Academy studio at the moment. And there's five members in the group at the moment. As I was talking about before, we have our monthly critique, which is open to the public. Then we have regular visiting artists, and when they're here, it's usually for a short period of time, 2-3 weeks. They have space in this room, so we're there and sort of working alongside them. So we went set up a free art school in Berlin last year. No, that was the year before. Sort of spent 2 weeks over there and just arranged a whole series of events. You know, workshops, talks, reading groups, film events. We went up to Transmission Gallery. You guys have been there. Went up there last November, and we were part of a show called Mood Points, and that was kind of like 2 weeks of the same kind of like sort of a really mini condensed art school packed full of, you know, the kind of things you might sort of spread out over a year in university, I guess. So, I mean, this project is about kind of experimenting with the idea of an art school, what it can be, where it can take place, how it can be paid for. And we don't have any blueprint for it, or we don't have any manifesto or anything. We're constantly reassessing it. It's constantly evolving and changing. Whenever we were foundation students, we were quite lucky in that we were also working here, and we were doing some gigs and setting up some things here. We got to meet quite a lot of the artists based in Manchester, recent graduates of the universities that we would have been going to, and I think we were witnessing quite a disillusioned bunch of people, and to us it almost seemed like that education that they'd had was holding them back rather than propelling them forward into making their own opportunities and going out there and being able to function as an artist in the world. It seemed like that their education hadn't equipped them. We met a German sound artist called Helmut Lemke, and he was very inspirational, and he was the first person to say you don't actually have to go to university to become an artist. And he talks about this period in Germany, about a 10-year period where he kind of just hung out with musicians and artists, and he talks about that now as his education. And I think up until that point it hadn't even really occurred to us that, you know, that was possible. And I think it doesn't occur to you. You kind of, you know, you kind of get yourself into this, I don't know, you step onto the kind of escalator and you sort of right from school the whole way through, and you don't really consider that it's possible to
get up the stairs as well as the escalator.
Yeah, there's another way to go, you know. So, and I mean, you know, also like, I mean, most artists I think will tell you that no one's ever asked them for their, you know, certificate of their degree. So I'm not at all saying that it's that what we're doing is the correct path and that everyone's wasting their time by going to university. And I think that, you know, anyone could, you know, make a good job of either. But I think there's a lot of questions to be asked about, you know, about spending, you know, £3,000 per year coming out of an institution with like £15,000 of debt, and I mean, I think people do question, you know, what they're getting for that money.